Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's Haikyuux night with you, and I decided to wait to do I'll do the villain SMP story tomorrow. I made a mistake in one of the parts, so I have to do it tomorrow. But anyway, while I'm playing this game, we can do a little something with each other. By a little something, I would like to go over some of the role plays I'm going to be doing. So I wanted to tell you guys that the role plays I'll be doing are so let's talk about some of the stories I'm making and doing. Some of the stories I'm doing, I have this, so I'm doing, so I finally figured out what I was going to do for my assistants from the other world. They are going to be in fairy tale style. By fairy tales, anyway, like I was saying before I was interrupted, by fairy tale style, I meant they're all going to be fairy tale characters. You're all probably like, why are they going to be fairy tale characters? Well, I had decided on this because the reason I'm making them fairy tale characters isn't because I think something's wrong with it. My sister gave me advice and she said fairy tale characters, and I was like, that's perfect, because I needed to have a way of how they knew each other for so long. And the only way I could think of a way of how they would know each other for longer than how they've known the others would be that. So you get what I'm saying? I have to have a way for it to be not so, you know. Plus, I have to have a way for it to be like a way that, plus at the same time, it has to be something important. Plus, I have to have a way for him to for the characters actually have known each other for longer. And I was like, they're all different ages. If I do any other story, it's not gonna make sense, because I'd have to explain why they're not all the same ages currently. So that's why I was like, fairy tale. I could just say they were all from this world, and I don't want to copy their guilds. I don't want to copy their guilds from fairy tale. Since this is going to be a backstory, I am going to be following it line from line from the actual storyline of Fairy Tail. But just because I'm doing that, it does not mean that I'm going to refer to Fairy Tail as Fairy Tail. In other words, the guilds as the guilds. No, I'm not going to refer to the guilds as the guilds. I don't want to copy that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I need to have like a way for it to make sense, and I was like, an otherworldly type thing. Plus, fairy tale is basically like another world. The only difference is that it's another world where where the characters meet. Plus, it makes more sense, and it goes with the storyline I'm going to make. Client came in. That makes sense for the storyline I'm trying to go for. And I love the fact that it goes perfectly with the storyline. Because if it goes perfectly with the storyline I'm trying to make, it just goes perfectly. Anyway, back to what I was saying. You catch my drift. It was just a little weird thing, and I needed to know, like, what type of character, like, no offense, but, like, I needed a storyline that would go perfectly for the storyline I wanted to go for. So a storyline about how they met, it would have to be something where it was like kind of like evil-like. Not evil-like, but you get what I'm trying to say. It had to be something where they've known each other for longer. And a different world would make a lot more sense of to where some of them aren't the same age. Plus, I wouldn't want to have to explain why some of them aren't the same age. Plus, with Another World, I don't have to explain that. Because it's quite obvious why someone's not the same age if they're from another world. Take Rimuru for instance. He's probably not the same age he was when he was in his previous world, which is the world of the human world. So he's probably not even the same age. Of course, I only set him as an example. But yeah, you gotta agree. He's the perfect example of, like, not being the same age he was in the human world. No one can deny that. Because man is the definition of the wrong age, a different age in a different world. Because he's literally a different age in this other world. We do not know how old he is in this other world, but I can most certainly guess that it is not the same age we know him for when he was in the human world. By that, I mean, I'm guessing it's not, because he was basically an adult in the human world, but I'm guessing he's not an adult. But anyway, you catch my drift. I needed to have a storyline that would go perfectly for what I was trying to make. And that just happened to be the perfect storyline. I mean, isn't it the perfect storyline? Like, a storyline where it's about the characters that are supposed to be my assistants, and they've known each other for a very long time because they're all from this other world. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? And it seems like I've been recording for way too long trying to explain this, but with the villain in SMBAU, all you really have to know is that they have their villain names in the second episode. Or chapter, whatever you want to call it. But you catch my drift. Second episode, second chapter, they have their names. They're not going to have villain names at the moment because I didn't know what to name them. But now I do. So now they have those villain names. Anyway, bye everyone. Have a wonderful day. Herschel Net out.